Welcome to Looking for Love. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host.
Lamar Hall.
We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is good to be back. What's up?
Not much. Been a minute.
Oh my
Like
God.
I hadn't seen your face in what 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Was it three? Is it three or
Almost three.
two?
Three. I think three.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're back and we're happy to see each other. As y'all could tell, I'm still running behind. I just moved. I'm in my place, got my doors up, so
I seen that.
be good. But how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Other than what was it last week? My dad had a mild stroke,
Yeah.
so just dealing with that. He's in rehab. His spirits are up. He's back. He's kind of back to his old self. He called me this morning. He said because I hadn't talked to him since Saturday,
Oh.
and I just texted my stepmom and I was kind of like, "What's going on? Is he okay?" And he said. He said, I heard you was whining and I wasn't talking to you. Like, he's back.
That's good. I'm glad. Yeah.
So he's fine. So how you been? Other than moving?
Yeah, everything's good. No, Jermaine went back to school today. He was out of school from last Wednesday until today. So we had to move. They took him out of school because we had to move. We had to register with this district so they can go out of district because it's a money thing. So it was just crazy, but we're here. I broke out in this crazy rash. Oh my God, all over the inside of my thighs, on my arms, and they diagnosed me with something called Sjogren's disease,
Heard that.
and it's autoimmune. Right, me either, but I've been having like symptoms for a long time,
Hmm.
and finally, one of the doctors at the facility I go to was a really old white woman. Said, let me take some blood work. I don't think this is an allergic reaction to anything. I think this is something else. And she took some blood work and she said, you're not allergic to anything. You have these slogans. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's triggered by overexerting, stress, and this move over the last 3 weeks. I've been crazy. Like I've been packing by myself. I've been moving. I've been cutting down boxes, picking up. So my immune system just totally went out and I stopped eating again. But I talked to my girl Netta and I'm back on my routine. So if you just tuned in and this is your first time, this is Looking for Love. I'm your host, Trey Kearney. This is my co-host, Lamar Hall. We're here every week, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. Let us give you the run of show. The first thing we do is our What Would You Do segment where we answer our viewers' questions and they get good. So we got a lot of those backed up. So well, we only gonna do 4 tonight, but we'll catch up, y'all. I'm sorry. We've been life and then we'll do our Let's Sip on That segment where we do celebrity relationship news. Then we do our Beauty and the Beast segment where we give you a health and wellness tip. And our disclaimers, we are not doctors. These are just tips. Make sure you ask your doctor before you try any of these things. And then we do our final thought. We send you on your way and we hope you come back next week. There's a thank you button under the screen. It's called a super. If you are enjoying the show or you want to keep us going, you can give us a donation. We like the things that jingle, but we also like the things that fold. So if you feel like you're having a good time, please put it in the chat and give us a super. Welcome, Bud3. We see you. We see you. We see you, Sapphire. So anybody, wait, hold on.
Blue Sapphire. Oh yeah, put your glasses
I'm sorry.
on. I was like, where is she reading that?
I'm sorry, Blue Sapphire. He said, yeah, put your glasses on. Yeah, so we're going to get right. Blue Sapphire, like, who's she talking to?
Yeah,
Don't laugh at me.
yeah, you know, like, what?
You know I can't see without
That's the
my
look I
glasses.
had. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe
so
she.
let's get to our first question so we can get through these questions tonight. If you are in the chat, please let our viewers know what would you do. So let's see. Let's get to it. My girlfriend eats in the bed and I hate it. I keep telling her don't eat in my bed. It's unsanitary and I keep my house very clean. Truth is, this is one of the reasons I'm hesitant about marriage. I need my concerns to be heard. Do you think I'm overreacting?
I mean, there's certain rules. I mean, eating in the bed. To what degree are we eating in the bed? Is what I would,
I had an ex that didn't like me to eat in the bed. Like,
Well, I mean, I can say I do eat in the bed, but I'm not eating no Sunday dinner in the bed. It's just,
Right.
it might be something in a bowl. I mean, I don't,
Some grapes.
yeah, something, if you're just like strictly against everything, that's not realistic. But, if you're saying snacks or pizza or something like that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're tripping. You're overanalyzing stuff.
I don't think so. I think what's important to you should be important to you. I really think that more than anything, if I was with somebody and they said don't eat in the bed, and that was really a concern, I just wouldn't eat in the bed. Like one of my exes didn't like, it was another one of my ex, he didn't like, people have pet peeves, right? And he used to piss me off, but I stopped doing it because I valued what bothered him. I didn't want it to bother him. He used to hate that I left the eggshells in the carton, the empty eggshell. You crack your egg.
After you cook, you put them back in the refrigerator?
Yeah, I cracked the egg, I put the shell in the container, and I just...
Hold on. You crack the egg, put it back in the container, and then put it back in the refrigerator.
The shell in the container.
Yeah, I'd be mad at you too.
He's like, don't put the shell in the container.
I'd be mad at you too.
Yeah, I was like, it's not that big of a deal, but I stopped doing it because it bothered him. He also didn't like, how there's some time left on the microwave? Mm-hmm. He wanted it clear. Like, he's like, just clear the microwave.
Yeah, just follow through. Your follow through is bad.
I'm just like...
Because as soon as you crack the egg, you could have easily had the trash can sitting right there and dump it in the trash can as opposed to putting it back in the egg crate.
That don't bother me, but this is what my point is. I stopped doing it because it bothered him, right? I would clear the microwave when it was done because it wasn't a big deal to me because I heard his concern, and I would want him to do the same thing for me. So my concern for them is, if this is something that's bothering you, she's not willing to change it, what else down the line is going to be a problem? Because this is stuff that we should talk about. Like, if he said, when you come to the house, don't eat in my bed. Okay, I'm not going to eat in your bed. Because if she's not listening to that, then any of his concerns will probably fall on deaf ears.
That could be a concern, but the bigger thing is there's always going to be something. And then if a marriage, again, I was married for 25 years, you're not going to get everything you want. So you need to pick your battles. And that's the easiest thing that you got to, on the scale of 1 to 100, where is this? Is it in the top 10, the top 50? And you just got to prioritize it. And sometimes if the relationship is fine, and then, you're splitting hairs at that point. So it's like, I get it. You do want to have the concern and listen, but also, it's like, guys,
Sapphire said I would have to respect his request. Right. Like
right.
My ex. It wasn't no big deal. I just started throwing the eggshells. I could have been like, yo, dude, it's not that big of a deal. It's just an eggshell. Just chill. But
that is a big of it. That is a deal. That is a big of a deal. We're putting a already used item back into the refrigerator.
It's just a shell, though. The egg
but it's dripping now. Eggs, the carton could get wet and things like that nature.
Oh, Lord.
It's easier to throw it in the trash. Because if we had 100 people in a room and ask them that question, greater than 90% would be like, just throw it in the trash. Why would you do that? But
I did just throw it in the trash. But
that's what I'm saying.
When I was single by myself,
you got a refrigerator full of garbage.
I just left it in the carton, and eventually you just throw the whole thing in the garbage. But it bothered him, and like I said, with the time on the microwave, which I thought was ludicrous. But I cleared it every time I used it. I thought when he
those are not crazy ask. He was absolutely in the right. You were absolutely in the wrong.
But the microwave thing, it was just sometimes you just take your food out and it has like 3 seconds on it. And you walk away.
But you should be mindful enough. It's like when I first got married, I didn't close cabinets. I would leave drawers open all the time. You go in the kitchen cabinet and all the damn drawers would be open. She's looking like,
now that's crazy.
Yours sounds crazy to me.
That's crazy to leave the cabinets and the drawers open. Now,
but I eventually respected it, because in my mind I'm thinking this is crazy, So it's just like when you're the person that's in the minority,
right? You
have to do the right thing. So
yeah, and
you just did the right
thing. Like I said, it's just when somebody says something bothers them. If it's a simple fix, you just fix it. And if the person is not willing to fix it, that is a red flag. So for him, her eating in your bed and that bothers you, I would just be like, oh, my bad, babe. I won't eat in the bed. I'll sit in the living room. Because, again, sometimes people don't like crumbs in the bed.
No. I mean, I know it. I mean, I used to eat cookies in the bed, and my company would be like, "Damn, you got crumbs all in your bed," and I'd be like, "It's my house."
See?
But it was. But if I was married, I probably wouldn't do it. So
nobody wants crumbs in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so your point is valid, brother. And if she's not listening now, what else will fall on deaf ears? And that's just a conversation to have with her to say, yo, I'm just asking you this simple thing. Like he said, this is one thing that's turning me off from marrying her. Because she don't listen. Ladies, we got to listen. Because I heard him, and I was just like, the microwave not being clear. But I knew when he walked in that kitchen, it was going to make him feel some kind of way. So I said, let me just clear the microwave.
I need more context, depending on what she's eating in bed, that's triggering him.
Well, you eat cookies in the bed, so of course you need more context.
Yeah.
I'll be mad at you too.
I don't eat cookies. That's why I have a couch in my bedroom now. I have a couch in front of my bed, so I sit on there. So I don't eat there. I eat on my couch all the time now.
See, you solved the problem, but that's a problem, bro. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned in for Look at the Love. We are doing our What Would You Do segment. And we want you to answer in the chat, what would you do if it was you? So, and this is a disclaimer. We are only giving our opinion. Whatever you do is on you and not us. So put your comments in the chat so we can so our viewers can see what the majority says. Now, this whole egg thing, Lamar trying to make me look like a bad guy, but they're just eggshells.
That ladies in the comments, what do y'all think? Eggs back into the refrigerator after all
shells. I didn't use the egg.
Cracked egg shell in a carton is
what do you think the carton is for?
To hold the eggs during shipping.
All right, and then when the eggshell is empty, you just put the eggshell in there and you good.
No, you throw the empty egg. You discard the empty egg.
See, I can see me and you. We be in the house fighting. You be like Trey, and we be fighting.
No, if I went in your refrigerator and saw your water and saw all them cracked eggs in a carton, I wouldn't even call you.
You wouldn't even see the cracked eggs in the carton. You wouldn't see it because the carton's closed. The carton is closed. You would never know because the carton is closed until you went to use the eggs. We're going to get to our next question. We're going to agree to disagree. Crumb boy. Cookie Crumbs. That's your new name. Crumbs.
Hey, listen, I used to eat chocolate chip cookies like nobody's tomorrow.
Crumbs. Me and you will fight. It's the first time I'm hearing about it.
See, thank you, Yoli. See, even Yoli won't even say you're wrong. She's like kind of low key agreeing with you. Yoli, yes or no, you would not put eggshells.
We're going to our next question. My husband is a serial cheater. Claims he's addicted to sex and it's just never enough. We've been to counseling several times, but he always goes back to his cheating ways. I take my vows seriously, but this is beyond exhausting. Thoughts? Leave him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he don't even care anymore. He's just like she leads with serial cheating. I mean, next question.
I mean, this is the problem. This is the problem with that, Lamar, because she says she take her vows seriously. A lot of times women stay in relationships too long, especially Christian religious women. That's what I should say, not Christian women. Religious women, over the top religious. I don't believe God intended for us to deal with any type of abuse, right? And sometimes women hide behind, I take my vows seriously and all of this other stuff. I don't believe God intended for any of us to suffer at the hands of somebody else when they know what they're doing. There's a verse in the Bible that talks about long suffering, and people get that confused, right? They think long suffering, I got to put in the word, I got to stay with this man if he's abusing me. And then long suffering is, and this is just my interpretation, and I'll ask a pastor to clear it up for me as well. But for me, my version of long suffering is if I'm married to Lamar and Lamar gets an illness that is beyond his control, I'm sticking it out. I'm long suffering. If Lamar's job downsizes beyond his control and he's looking for a job, I'm staying with the brother. I'm long suffering. If it is something outside of the person's control, you stay and you take your vow seriously. But when a person is making a decision to do something to you and they're conscious of it, No, that's not what God intended for us. And don't be silly being a ride or die or taking your vows seriously. Because I take loyalty and everything seriously with all my friends and when I'm in a relationship. But when you are intentionally doing something and you know you're doing it, and we've been to counseling, and you still talking, no,
Yeah.
I gotta let you go. So
She's not changing him. She led with serial cheating. So yeah, that was.
yeah, I mean, and him saying that he's addicted to it. If people beat addiction every day because they want to.
Well, I mean, he's putting her at risk by doing whatever. And if he's addicted, that means he's 9 times out of 10, he's probably not making good decisions. So everybody's at risk at this point. So I would just remove myself from that aspect of it.
Yes, if you just tuned in, you're tuned in to Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've been on hiatus for a minute, and it feels so good to be back. Hey,
Yes.
Yoli. Hey, DS Griffin. Hold on.
There you go.
Hey, Trony.
Electronic. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, it's good to see y'all. We're glad y'all here. Please comment in the chat. Make sure you share. And if you're enjoying the show, please hit that super button at the bottom and it will give you instructions on what to do. So we're going to get to our next question. My husband turned me down for sex a few times. One, it hurt my feelings, and two, I don't think that's normal. Since when do men turn down sex? He claims he was exhausted one time and had a lot on his mind another time. This behavior is totally not his norm in the 22 years we've been together. Should I be concerned?
I'm gonna let you go first.
You should be concerned on two different levels, right? You should be concerned that if he's exhausted, maybe there's a health problem, because men do have health problems. And I'm 22 years together. I'm gonna assume you guys are in your 50s. So if he said he was exhausted or he had things on his mind, I always say this about women. So for the men who are listening, here's a cheat. What do you call it? Cheat sheet for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worry vagina don't get wet. Right. So if a woman is worried, now listen to me. Listen. If a woman is worried, you're not getting them because she's not gonna get aroused. No matter how much you rub, touch, if the bills are not paid, if she worried about the kids, worried vagina don't get wet. So if this man has things on his mind, I'm sure a worried penis don't get hard. And I can't speak for a man, but
a nagging penis doesn't get hard. So if you're nagging him and you're on his ass all the time, he's he ain't feeling that. So,
but when a man is worried, and this is my question because he said he got a lot on his mind. I don't know. I'm not a man, so I'm asking you. So when a man has a lot on his mind, does it affect his sex drive?
Yeah, it can. I mean, unfortunately, your brain and your penis are linked. So it's a direct line to the two. I'm telling you, it is. I literally have been in the middle of sex and thought about work and like, why am I? What am I? I'm not here. It's just, and it had nothing to do with the woman. It was just I got ADD, and I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. But men's brains do wander, and the slightest thing will turn us off. Don't ask me questions in sex, like, is it good? Not sexually like that, but it's like, I don't want to talk about weird things, like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's like, shit can turn you off real quick. It's just like guys just, prime thing. Like, if you're having sex and let's say he's not aroused that fast, you're like, what's the problem? As soon as you say that, it's over. It's done. Our brain has already clicked off. So you can't ask those type of questions in the middle of sex. Be like, so what's the problem? What's going on?
What should you do?
You got, and any man reacts to dirty talk. Oh. So that's why, because it is a direct stimulant. That's why guys shouldn't be watching porn. They shouldn't be masturbating, because it's like a shooting blanks. I mean, you're going through the act and you're training your brain to store that memory when you want to have the memory with your partner. So as you get older as a man, you should really refrain from shooting out unwanted energy because it's gonna show in your performance.
I would be concerned. One, again, like I said, I would be concerned because he said he's tired and that he has a lot on his mind. I would try to comfort him. Like a lot of times we take things personally. Oh, you don't want to touch me. You must be touching somebody else. And all we at our age, I'm going to say this. A lot of times that's the furthest thing from our minds. Like, I don't know if something's going on with his prostate. I don't know if something's going on with y'all financially, because he said it's a lot on his mind. And I know as women, when we are worried, the last thing on our mind is some penis. I don't care. The last thing we not even, if them bills is not paid, if the kid is sick, if the husband's sick, if there is something that is worrying us, we are not getting aroused because our emotions are all over the place. So I would say maybe have a kind conversation with him instead of turning him off or turning him away. I understand, but
put him in an arousal situation. Make it a weekend getaway or a night getaway, and get some lingerie. Come out of character, because being repetitive does not make us want to have sex either. So if he's been with you for 22 years and it's the same thing, and let's just say he is tired, but if let's say he's going to have some great sex, you're never too tired for great sex. I'm just telling you. So if he's pushing it away and he's like, I could take it or leave it, he's probably, it's probably fair at best in his mind. So
keep talking.
Try something different. All I say is just pick a hotel, get away, get a dinner, wear something sexy, and see if you get the same thing. Because if you get that same thing, then, like you said, maybe something's going on. Men over 50, you should really need to be concerned with your health. Like I said, my father just had a mild stroke. Weight, all the symptoms were there. You just don't pay attention to it. So make sure you're going to the doctor, getting your yearly checkups. I just did mine 2 weeks ago, came back pretty good. I had a irregular heartbeat. So just make sure that there's a lot of things going on with men once we get over 50 that we are still trying to remember when we were younger and still trying to perform at a certain level. And then that reality starts to set in that you can't have sex every day, and that's, you don't want to have sex 4 or 5 times a week anymore. So that as you start to mature, that's when you really start to work on the other aspects of your relationship. So just be a little bit patient with him. Give him, like I said, change the routine up, and then make a judgment. Don't, like I think Yoli said, give him a few weeks, if it's not a normal behavior. So I'm still talking. Okay. You good? Back?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Very good.
No environment, but again, I would be concerned to the level of, let me find out what the problem is, and not to accuse him anything, because we go straight to accusing as women, because we think that a man can never turn down sex, and I don't think that's true.
I think you get older. I think the older you get, because as being 53, I am very more selective, and I actually don't want to have sex every day. So you will slow down. So it's just accompanied with what's going on in his life and everything like that. So he really may be, like you said, thinking about some things which will affect your performance. And I think it probably, if he's over the age of 50, it's probably more of a health thing right now that he's not really identifying. It's like you have to be in tune with your body once you get over getting back into the gym and stuff like that, because your body will tell you what's going on. And I got some of my health things today are going to give some of you guys some awareness of things, just because, your body starts to tell you what's going on before it happens.
Okay. We're going to get to our next question. My 2 best friends have claimed they have given up on men. We are all 53 and have been divorced. They have this mentality that they don't need a man. They have money, sex, toys, and friends. I don't feel the same. They keep telling me I'm wasting my time. When we get together, they want to sit in the house, drink wine, and complain about men. We've been friends for well over 25 years, but they bring me down. How do I handle this without being hurtful and cutting them off?
Jermaine was behind you. Yeah, you saw him. They looked at you and he was like, uh-oh. So listen, when women give up on men like this, It's your choice to do that. But I think what happens is that you have selectively taken yourself out the market because the market's not reacting to you the way that you think it should be reacting.
Oops.
And that's going to happen to all of us at some point in time. Your desirability goes down every year that you are alive. So that's just the game. And then if you're 53 and 20 years ago, you was getting all kind of play. Now you're not. It's easy to go, I don't need a man. But I mean, that's up to you. If that's not what's important to you, that's your choice. But if you are their friends and the negative talk is bothering you and you want a man, because we all strive, we want a companion. That's the name of the game. The name of the game isn't sex. The name of the game is being a companion, having a partner to go through life together, through the ups and downs together. So, I mean, not everybody wants to do that, but I'll tell you this. I went and got my heart looked at and starting to fill out paperwork and things of that nature. And I start looking like, I don't have no emergency contact. That shit is real. I had my thing and they want to do a colonoscopy. I'm like, I don't have nobody to bring me because you got to be, sedated and all that type of stuff. And they're like, okay, well, we got another option for you. I'm like, damn, and I'm putting my daughter down as my emergency contact, but she lived 2.5 hours away. So I was like,
I know the pain. I know the feeling.
The reality starts to set in, man. Now, so you got to listen, the decisions that you make, you got to stand on them when you 63 and 65 and your health is really gone and you falling and ain't nobody there to pick you up. That's when you really start thinking about life. And you spend enough time by yourself, you go like, you know what? I do want to share my life with somebody. I do want to have somebody.
I want to say this to the woman. Them women talking about they don't need no man, they got toys and money. I need some hands on me. I need some warm hands on my neck and my back. I don't need no cold rose or no vibrator. I need some hands and some strength. I need somebody to arouse me. So don't feel bad. If a rose or a toy is good enough for them, that's their business. But if you desire companionship and to feel when you are having an orgasm, like they just orgasming off of something plastic.
It goes deeper. It goes deeper than that. And listen, you can lie to us, but at some point you're going to sit in the dark and you cannot lie to yourself. And the decisions that you make, you're going to be like, whoa. And at 53, you very well could be like, I'm good. You don't know that you're going to be that at 63 or 73. Lord forget, Lord for you live to 83. Now you are alone.
I'm 55. I'll be 56 in November. I know that you can obtain an orgasm in many ways. I want to look in somebody's eyes. I want a human touching me. Like, I'm just saying for me. So if you want that human connection outside of being able to buy a purse and outside of something vibrating in your hand, you have every right. And if they are negatively talking about men all the time, find you some new friends and just hang out with them when you want to go drink and tell them, I don't feel like bashing men. If more of us spoke up and said, if you're going to be bashing men every time we go somewhere, then I'm not bashing men. And on top of that, they want to sit in the house and drink wine and talk about men. You're never going to find nobody because you have to be outside for somebody to find you. So they're not your cup of tea anymore. And this is the thing. I'm not saying break up with your 25-year friends. But you can create space because sometimes you outgrow people. Sometimes you just outgrow people. People's mentality is not the same as yours. And I'm not saying we have to agree on everything, but I'm not going to hang around a bunch of hens who want to bash men and I desire a man. I'm just not. I'm not going to hang around that type of woman because I know that we're going to be sitting in the house and 5 years going to pass. And time passed like that. Before you know it, you got pictures of y'all sitting in the house, drinking wine, and bashing men, and your other friends who had sense enough to find them a husband or find them a partner is chilling, and you looking at them. So be on your way. And you don't have to cut them off completely. You just need to put some space between you and them, and you need to be out with some women that want to go outside and see some men. Call me, girl. Call me. I'm outside. I didn't move closer to, man. Let me tell you something. I was in an area where there was like hardly any black. Like I didn't see black people almost ever.
Mhm.
Being here, I'm walking out. I'm like, oh my god, look at this man. I'm like, it's Man City. I'm like, oh, I done flirted with some men. Like I didn't beat my horn. Like, hey,
Okay.
I lost my mind. I haven't seen black men in
Okay.
so long. I mean, I have lost my in the supermarket. I'm pulling in the parking lot. It's like 62 men. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I've been out of civilization for 6 years. I've been living in an area with all white people, and I didn't even realize it. And now at the gas station today, right? Listen to this. At the gas station, I put some air in my tire. It was one of them old fashioned air pumps. And I put too much air. Because you know, the new ones they tell you put in 38 and it beeps at 38. So I had put two because I didn't know. I was just like shh. So when I got in my car, you know, it tells me my tire pressure. And it was like 44. I was like, oh no. So man, it was a black man with a truck, and he clearly had a landscaping business. I was like, excuse me, I put too much air in my tire. What should I do? Because I didn't know. He's like, oh, let me take some of the air out. He had his little gadget. He took some of the air out. He said, what is supposed to be? I said 38. He had the little gadget. He said, go to AutoZone, $5. Put this in your car. And the next time you just use it, just take it out. He showed me the little thing. I was like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never. I was like, oh. He was like, no problem.
There's still some men out there, Steve.
Very nice. He said, let me check all your tires. So he checked. I said, well, in here, you know, I could see the tire pressure. He said, let me just check. He checked all of them. He said, you good. He said, have a good day. I was like,
man. See? Every man ain't trying to get you in the bedroom. There's some men.
He didn't ask for my number or nothing. He was very cordial. He said, just go to AutoZone, $5. It's a tire pressure. And then just put it on.
Kudos for the good guys.
Yes.
Kudos for the good guys.
I was just excited because it was a black man. So anyway, that's my story for the day. I have put too much air in my tire because I couldn't find the thing with the. But anyway, my tire was low because it's cold now, so the pressure went down.
Yeah, it's cold up there already. Good.
Yeah, it's cold. There are still some genuinely nice people in this world. Yes, there are.
There still are.
You just tuned in. You're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New U Nation Network YouTube channel. We are here to bridge the gap between Generation X men and women so that we can find love, respect it, honor it, and have long-lasting relationships if we just listen to each other without wanting to bicker and fight. So let's get it on. Let's get on. Let's see. So we're going to get to our next segment. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get to our next segment, which is our celebrity relationship news. Let's sip on that. So get your drinky drinks out.
There's been a lot going on there.
Ooh, let's look at this one right here, though. I don't know if you heard this one.
Oh, give me something new.
But let me see.
Sure. And the boyfriend of the baby outside of your marriage. Sure. And the boyfriend of the mother ended up killing the child?
Sure. Shook it or...
How old was this child?
9 months.
9 months old. Yeah. Wow. So were you had a relationship with the child and you were...
I was a scared kid. I was trying to keep it under wraps. I was hustling to pay.
Oh, so this was early on.
Yeah, it was early
okay.
on. And I was hustling to pay child support. And I remember she had come to me and said, if you don't put me on your life insurance, I'm going to tell your wife what happened. Okay. And I decided that I would have one great weekend with my family, and then that Sunday I would tell them what happened, because I wasn't going to make that leap and put them on my life support, my life insurance, and until I got confirmation, until I'd gone to, take the DNA test and all that. And so that was like a Thursday, and then so.
It was so many people. I had to show that because it was so many people that was tearing him down, saying, he was saying he was a child, but you went out on your marriage a lot of us got married when we were children. Like basically, I got married when I was 21. I was a child. I was an adult, but I was not an adult.
Yeah, I was
I
24.
wasn't grown. I was a child, and I made some dumb mistakes. And any one of us could have been in his situation where he went outside of his at a young age and couldn't control himself. And the thought that nobody had compassion for this man because the woman who he had the baby with, her boyfriend killed the kid, shook the child to death, and everybody went in on him for cheating on his wife and not have 1 ounce of empathy or sympathy for this man. Because could you see the pain in his face? Like, oh my God, like somebody.
And, you know what? Unfortunately, that's the plight of a man, and there is no empathy. There is nobody that's going to come pat you on the back as a man, and that's why I was just watching The Pivot with Boris Kojo. I hadn't finished it yet, but Boris gave these guys, RC and Fred Taylor and Channing, they gave those guys, great compliments on creating a safe space for people, in particular Black men, to come there and be vulnerable. Because the world doesn't care. The world does not care what is going on with you. You're always going to be lesser than because of women and children. That's just the way society is. So nobody.
Can I say this? Can I say this though? And you can attest to this and agree because this is how we met. It's trending now to give men a safe space. But I did my podcast, Men Hurt Too, 4 years ago, and nobody was listening. So I'm glad it's coming up now, but I'm so sad that they're doing it because it's a trend and it's catchy now.
Right.
So if you haven't watched, it's on the New You Nation Network. I have a whole podcast where I interviewed over 50 men and the vulnerability. And a lot of those men now, you put David Burris and Jay Barnett, you sent me a reel with them talking about, I interviewed both of them 4 years ago, and they're doing amazing things now. So
it's so powerful. And listen, this is not going to save all men. It's just not. But the men that are on the border between being good men and not good men, it can tip them in the right direction. And now all you have to do as a man is to be able to see another man doing something that you kind of go, it is possible. That's why it's so important for guys to get around each other, just to get the guy encouragement on whatever's bothering him, that there's somebody in his group that's gone through it and they can empathize with him.
Right. And it's so important. It's just really important for me. And that's why I did my podcast, Men Hurt Too, to let men know that I get it, that men are human beings, that somebody gets it. That's why I did that, because I have 3 sons of myself. And I felt like people need to know that men are human and men hurt too. Like, men have issues and men want to be heard and men want to be loved and men want to be cherished.
But now those same things that you said, society takes it, and now men is sassy. It's like, come on, man. It's like I saw something today and it kind of stuck with me, where it was saying that women told Black men, go heal, go work on yourself, go to therapy.
That's the 2 guys I interviewed.
Those have been a great portion of men that have done that. And now that the men have done that and they're kind of standing back collectively and kind of going, man, we don't really accept this behavior. Now we're told we're sassy. That's crazy. It's just like, it's the deflection of it. It's like, and again, this is not every man. This is a small percentage of men that can attest to this and say, I've done some work on me. I need you to do the work on you. But then the moment you do that, you have a standard, you're sassy. I've experienced it because I am very comfortable in who I am. And a lot of women are, oh, you're narcissistic or you're sassy or this and that. It's like, no, I have a standard. I was with somebody for 25 years. I know what the standard is. And if you fall below the standard, if I care about you, I'm going to try to help you get up to the standard. But in me doing that, I'm controlling.
Wow. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Looking for Love. We're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. If you are enjoying the show, hit that thank you button underneath the bottom of the screen. Make sure you share, comment, and hit the bell for notifications so you see our next live. So we're going to bring up another celebrity relationship news real quick because I thought this was important. So let's...
Apps off his phone. First thing I do, I delete Instagram. I delete everything. Even if I got to... I take his apps off his phone. First thing I do, I delete Instagram. I delete everything. Even if I got to change his password, I'm changing it because I don't need the public to know he's having an episode. You realize you'd never know about any other episodes since September 13th because I control that. Because you're not going on Instagram, you're not going on Twitter, it's deleted. You know, and I just control everything at home. And now before the episodes come, I catch it. So that's why he hasn't had another one. And how you catch that is he doesn't speak to you. He wants to be left alone. He don't eat. He does not sleep. Text messages, there's a period after each word. And I'm like, you're going through an episode. You're sick. No, I'm not. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Why do you think that? You're not speaking to me. Well, there's nothing to talk about. I said, well, that's not how you speak to your wife. And I'm like, you're sick. And we snap out of it right then.
Wow.
So that was Gucci Mane and his wife Keyshia. And they've come out with a book. Well, he's come out with a book, and he has let people know that he is schizophrenic. Yes. And she said, you know, she monitors his phone. She don't let him go out here looking crazy. I have to respect this woman, one, because a man tell me he's schizophrenic, bipolar, or any of them things. I'm just being really honest. No,
well, I mean, let's be truthful. You wouldn't do that for the guys working at UPS.
I wouldn't do that for the guy with $1 million.
Well, I mean, it's a little easier on the scale of women. We've already established you're not the norm. For the majority of women, because of the lifestyle he's created, she's willing to do the work. So it could be the other opposite of cheating and all the other things that come with that, you know, drug abuse and all that. His is just bipolar and schizophrenia, which she can control to a certain extent. So
bipolar and schizophrenia, like even look at Kim Kardashian with Kanye. Like there's levels to mental illness that is a whole different ball game than I deal with a child on the spectrum. So, and I have to. And I said this on the podcast, and I posted this last week where I said, would I have chosen this? Hell no. So I'm not knocking anybody, but I commend her for being able to hang in there, because anything with the brain that has to be controlled or monitored or regulated with medication is a really hard thing. And I respect her that she is standing by his side, because baby, couldn't be me.
Well, I mean, I always tell people this. Do you know what agape love is?
Yes.
So if you are agape love, you only get it 2 times in your life. That's when you're a baby, an infant or a child, and or you're elderly as a person. And it's a type of love that is given just so genuine and pure, because
unconditional.
That person can't fend for themselves. So if any period through that time in the middle of it that you get agape love, the way Keyshia is giving to Gucci Mane, you found a very special person.
Yeah, you
have found a very, very, very special person, because
I gotta say
that type of love is very different
and rare.
It's very real.
I can't imagine those episodes.
Yeah, I mean, she has to love him soul, heart, mind, body, soul. I mean, they're connected in a way that people probably don't ever understand, or very few people even get that connection in their life.
Yes, so I just wanted to show that, and I just wanted to say I give her all the kudos in the world.
Yeah, I do too. Kudos for her. He probably gave her all the money he had, and she went and turned it into more. And I think she tripled it before he got out of jail.
Yeah,
that's just not the norm, and then that's just kudos to her.
And then knowing all this time that she's been dealing with schizophrenia and bipolar, you could have just took his money and been out.
You know, and she's in it. She's in it for the long haul. So. You know, I don't necessarily have a problem with them, but just the flashy lifestyle, man. It's like, you know, you guys aren't on Instagram and doing all this crazy stuff. No, you're not staying in the news like that. So why has it got to be that you got to have a 20 karat ring on your finger and stuff like that? It just seems a little gaudy to me, you know. But you know how we are.
Oh, I understand through sickness and in health, but I'm just telling you this for me. Those type of things.
Well,
When I deal,
you're experiencing on a level that most people will never experience, and again, it takes a inner strength that a lot of us don't possess. And like you said, would you choose it? No, no one would absolutely choose it, but you've dealt with it. And if you were with a spouse, it's easier to leave a spouse because you're like, listen, like you said, if you get sick, got it. But when you start dealing with, because isn't schizophrenia when you hurt yourself?
it's when you have, I think, like split personalities, and you just have a lot of delusions. And,
So I mean, but it
yeah,
doesn't like I haven't heard like some people have like
yeah,
delusions and like they hurt themselves
and
or
other people.
yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it may be a thing where you don't want to, this person's violent or something happens. It's like it's so many levels to
I
different
just
things.
respect her, like, because
Yeah.
that is like scary. That's like
And
PTSD,
that's what I'm saying. A lot of people
anxiety.
walked in your shoes and you've experienced it, and you're like, like it's easier. You have a whole different perspective. We can only empathize.
Imagine, you can only imagine.
We can only imagine you have actually experienced it. So
And I love that we have our new show on the network, special needs moms, where we're talking about these things because we can all relate to each other. And it's just like,
it's
yo,
help. There's so much healing in group and talking your things out and just, it makes you vulnerable. And then when you know that someone else has gone through it and it's not just you. And
yes,
that's how the healing starts. I mean, it really does. It's like
yes.
you're not alone.
Mm. So we're going to get to our next segment, which is the Beauty and the Beast segment, where we give you a health and wellness tip. Lamar, you want to start?
Yeah. And so, like I said, my father had a mild stroke last week. He's doing well. He's in a rehab facility. He has little control over his right hand. The stroke was on the left side. He has little control of his hand, a little better with his leg. He will probably be walking on a cane for the rest of his life. He's 72 years old. So there are warning signs. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of things, just warning signs that if you are doing these things, check with your doctor and check into these things. If you're yawning all the time, you just find yourself like, man, I'm tired all the time. Your body's low on oxygen. Okay, your body is craving oxygen. If your breath is bad, it means you have a gut problem. So you need to get your gut checked out. If you have a ringing in your ears, high blood pressure is probably, anything with your hearing, you probably, high blood pressure is probably hanging around. If you have a burning tongue, you have vitamin B deficiency. Thank you, Yoli. Dizziness, low blood sugar. If you are craving sugar like crazy, that means you need magnesium in your body. So I'll stop there. I got a couple more for next week. So just remember some of the key signs. Just you're yawning all the time, you need oxygen. If you're ringing in your ears, blood pressure, and if you're craving sugar, get some magnesium in your body.
Mm. And my health and wellness tip is mental. Ask for help. What I've learned on this journey of doing not only this show, but the Special Needs Mom show, the Aftershock show, is just that people really don't ask for help. And on the flip side of that, offer help. Offer your friends and family help. Sometimes people don't know how to ask, but all we have to do is offer. Call somebody today. Go over to their house. Send them a meal. Send them a nice message. Tell them you care. Sometimes somebody is at their wits' end, and all they need to hear is that somebody cares about them. So my health and wellness tip is, my mental health and wellness tip is, ask for help, offer help. Yep. So when you offer help, what we give comes back to us. So when we start to offer help, we'll start to notice how other people offer help. Let me tell you, this move has been wonderful because so many things that I thought were going to be roadblocks, people just stepped in. Like between the school, between the move, between just everything just fell in place. It just financially, opportunities came, and it was just the energy that I was giving out just came back to me overflowing. Even like putting Jermaine in school, like everybody said, oh no, you're going to have a hard time out of district. They were like, he could stay in his school. Hey, man, come here. Let me see. Here you go.
Yeah.
You don't want it? No, you want the iPad? Give me the iPad.
Thank you guys for your concerns about my father. So I say that to say is life is short, guys. You know, I really had to deal with, you know, and he's in Kentucky, so we talk every day. So I don't talk to him as much these days because he's going through rehab, but it is one of those things. A lot of the things that happen in our life later is due to health. So your health priority is all you got. You know, they're estimating by the year 2040, a healthy body will be as rare as a Lamborghini.
Wow.
And we are being poisoned. We have to make better choices. We have to take it serious because, I mean, this is Generation X. We remember a time where you could eat McDonald's. We knew it wasn't bad. It wasn't good for you, but we didn't, kill you today. You know, I mean, do your research on this stuff, and it's like your health should be your number one priority. And as you get older, take it serious because one day you're going to wake up and your body is going to be like, we're done. And then that's when the real problems begin, and a lot of it is avoidable. I have a sister that is grossly overweight and she is working her hardest to get this weight off of her. But I ask her all the time, was it worth it? Was it worth being this overweight? And she's like, no. And I'm just like, exactly. So now your responsibility is to help somebody else, your daughter, your niece and nephew. I said, you gotta prevent. That's the name of the game. Don't let somebody else repeat what you know is absolutely wrong.
That's it. Yes. And again, like I said, I'm just really grateful for all the help that I got. And I really, and you know what? I was calling those people at the school. I was like, my son is having behaviors because he's been home. I was telling people I'm tired, like, and people were just like, oh, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were like, oh, that's what you need? And I was like, okay. So, ask for help. And like Lamar said,
that's when you
health is wealth.
It is. Health is wealth. I mean,
your mind and your body. If either one of them are gone, you're in trouble. Your mind and your body. You have to take care of both.
I don't know. I tell people all the time, I said, once you hit that 50 years old and after that, it's just like, it becomes really real.
It does. Listen.
You just really start looking at everything different. And I'm trying to project and go like, you know what? I just don't have the energy, and I'm not going to stress over anything I cannot control. And it's just, life is life, man. And I hope that if you are battling with something that, your weight or something like that, take it serious. Do the work now. It's going to be hard, but your 70-year-old self will thank you.
Yes, for sure. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are happy to be back.
Glad to be back.
I know y'all saw my baby. This is why, one of the reasons why I'm here. He has to get used to the doors that I have put up so that I can have private space, but I have to let him work into it because he does have autism and he has behaviors. So we try to decrease the behaviors by working through them. But I'm never going to let autism stop me from doing what I do. So many people would just stop and just be like, well, he might come on camera. Y'all know I got a child on the spectrum. So if you got a problem with that, then this is not for you. So we thank you all again for tuning in. We will be back next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New Nation Network YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this, share.
Bring a friend. We can get these numbers up. Bring a friend.
Yes.
Tell about somebody. Send a clip to somebody. I send clips to people. I'm on an airplane. I'm giving it like, check this out. So, do us a favor. We appreciate you guys coming every week. just share it with somebody or bring
Be
somebody.
sure to subscribe. Hit the subscribe, subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure that you come back next week. And if you have a question, you can email it to us, info@newunationnetwork.com, info@newunationnetwork.com. You can find me on Instagram @Tray Kearney. You can follow me. You can find Lamar on Instagram
MAR_T_HALL13.
Please follow, share our Instagram handles too. And again, if you have a question, please send it to us. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. Peace and blessings. Love you, Lamar.
You too.